I found another 2024 Ford Raptor in Shelter Green. However, this truck has the graphics on it, so I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Shelter Green with graphics or without them? I know what most people are going to say, but what do you guys think about the graphics on the green if you like the graphics? I borrowed this truck from Larry H. Miller, Super Ford. Tim Powell, if you would like to purchase it, be sure to reach out to him. Let them know you saw the video. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker. At the very top is the description, and then the colors. And then here's a short listing of all the standard equipment. Down below is the option, so there's really just one, twin panel moonroof. Base price is right here. Destination is $1995 with a total price of $81,470. And here are all the fuel economy numbers. The Ford Raptor really is in a class of its own. But on the front end, they did refresh the headlights on this truck. And one thing I like about the Raptor is they give you the orange accent lights, as you guys can see right here. They just kind of popped on when I got close to the truck. And same thing on the side, you have those amber lights and your clearance lights in the center right there. They spill out forward. Also, you have that forward facing camera with the sprayer, active grille shutters. They give you the loops for the recovery down below here. Parking sensors, and this isn't the modular bumper that you get on the 37 package. Basically, some of your lighting there, and projector beam, high and low beam, and they do spell out Raptor right there. Wide body, and let's take a look at the suspension on this side. So here is the Fox shocks live valve. It's gonna have a single valve right there, you guys can see. Coilover system, and then check out your control arms. All this is finished in aluminum. Now your steering knuckle is also finished in aluminum, but they do give you a steel upper control arm. And notice right here too, you guys see this little nipple? This right here does kind of move in right there, and when you're at full lock, that should take stress off of your steering rack there. Down below, here's some of your skid plates, all finished in aluminum, and they go pretty far back too. I do like the aluminum skid plates because they are a lot lighter. On my AT4X, I actually removed my skid plates to clean out the mud from under there, and I have a smaller one for the transfer case, and it was actually a lot heavier than the front one, which was pretty insane. Now here are your tires. These are the BF Goodrich. These are some pretty wide tires. Now the tire size is right here, LT 315/70/17. So these are basically 34.8 inches tall, 12.4 inches wide. So pretty wide tire. And here is the capacity for the tire right here. If you can read it upside down, 2,535 pounds. And that's at 45 PSI max too. And I'll show you guys the payload and all the numbers on the door too. Here is the fender liner right there. And I don't think I could show you guys on this side what I was talking about, but yeah, you can't really see the suspension when it's full locked in. But black fender flares, you have this vent on the side, and then here's the hood, so you guys can see some of the graphics on the side here. It says Raptor, and I like this too. That looks functional, by the way. What do you guys think about the graphics? There's a few more on the side here. I don't know. They don't look as bad as I thought they would on the green. They don't look that bad. Painted mirror caps right here. Cameras, lighting, blind spot monitoring, smart key system with painted doors. There's really no chrome on this truck. You have those high clearance steps. Down below they say Raptor right there. 36-gallon fuel tank, and more single valve suspension out back. Surprisingly, there's no wheel well liner on an $80,000 truck too. 5-link suspension, you guys can see those arms there. And then out back, you're gonna have those coils. And then a full-size spare tire, 410 rear with a locker. Recovery loops out back on both sides. And the black tailpipes definitely look good. Parking sensors, class 4 receiving hitch. You have a 7 and 4 pin. LED lights for your license plate. And then check out the applique. They're taking this off on the higher trim levels except for the Raptor. And I'm not sure if you guys noticed the restyled taillights. They have a nice look to them. Backup camera light there. And this has a power tailgate. Spray and bed liner is an option. Bed lighting right here. And then you have a workstation on the tailgate with a step. A little bit of storage on this side. And then on this side, you have the 2,000 watts of power. More clearance lights. These are going to be red and colored too, by the way, when they're on. And let's go ahead and pop the hood and talk about this twin turbo V6. I know that Fords have aluminum bodies, but that hood is really heavy. So this is a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 known as the high output EcoBoost. This is good for 450 horsepower and 510 pound-feet of torque. Now, 10-speed transmission, also 10.5 to 1 compression. So you're gonna have to burn premium in this engine. Also, port and direct injection. Before I show you guys the interior, the very first thing I would do if this was my Raptor is take this off. All it takes is, what, 2 bolts right there? Maybe 4. There's 4 bolts that you have to take off. And yeah, you get a little bit more ground clearance too. But inside, this is the basic Raptor. So you're not gonna have the carbon fiber, you're not gonna have the Recaro seats. But this does still have decent bolstering on the sides here. Tilt headrest. And you have that red stitching around the interior. As far as the door goes, here's some of the design that they give you, so you don't have that carbon fiber. Seat memories are still there. You can power fold the outside mirrors with blind spot. All this is going to be soft touch, more of that red stitching. And then here are your seat controls. You have 10-way, including the lumbar, power steering column, and here's all your lighting controls. You can drop the bed down and your onboard power in the bed. Power pedals down below, electronic parking brake, and then more of that badging right there. Stepping in is pretty easy. You have a grab handle, and of course you have these high clearance steps. And as far as the interior goes, they do a pretty good job. If you want a really sporty interior, you're gonna have that. Always love where Ford puts their auxiliary switches. Very nice to have them up there. And then place for your sunglass holder. LED lights, and then you can slide the shade for the sunroof. Push button start. And I will admit, that sound is not bad for a V6. And if you are a short person, I don't know who was driving this truck, but this seat was all the way up, and I don't have a long torso, I have long legs. My head still hit the top of the ceiling because of how high the seat can go. I've never had that happen before. But yeah, paddle shifters, you have a 12-inch screen right there and right here. And really quickly, you guys can see you can adjust the steering, suspension, and the exhaust on this truck. So if you want it a little bit quieter, you can do that. If you want a little bit softer, you can do that. If you want more precise steering, you can do that. Or you want more comfort, you can do that too. Here's one thing I like to show on the Ford trucks here. Raptor information right here. And then Raptor status, so it shows you all the setups for your suspension, exhaust, steering, and then you have your off-road status. So it shows you some of the pitch and roll, shows you that you're in too high, shows you the angle of the steering wheel, and then pitch and roll here for full screen. You have some gauges. I would like to see some turbo boost gauges. They have the air charge temperature, vacuum and boost. I guess vacuum and boost might be here. Let me see something real quick. If you click on this one, oop, I jumped out of there. So here it is, my gauges. So okay, so they do show you the boost. That is a boost gauge, so this is nice to have up. And then they give you a nice layout here, shows you that boost as well, and then some of the temperatures. But yeah, this screen is nice. I like that they show you like tire pressure, they show you engine information right here, and then heads up display is the other screen that you have. And then on this side you have a split screen. Also you can pretty much see some of the features that you have, like your Pro Power on board. So you do have 400 watts of power inside the cab, and then you have 2,000 watts out back, okay? But unfortunately, because there's low fuel, I can't show it to you. But all your typical stuff hasn't really changed. You still have dual climate control, heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. Your locker is right there, for automatic, for low, for high, too high, some drive modes. So you have slippery, tow haul, sport, normal, off-road, Baja, and then rock crawl. They don't give you a eco mode, by the way. I guess they figure whoever's buying this truck's not going to care about that. If you want to see your 360 camera, there it is. Auto stop start, and then this is your trail control, and it has one pedal drive too. On this side, more of that design storage. Down below here, wireless charger, 2 USBs. You have a Type C, Type A, and then this cover has a nice graphic on it too. These trucks pretty much come standard with the workstation too. And then you have some storage. Actually, this might be locked. This might be locked because it's not opening. Hold on one second. There it is. So you have this sliding tray that is removable, and you can put this tray up top here in that storage if you don't want it in here. Just keep that in mind. And there's 2 USBs inside this area too, right there. Let's go ahead and check out the back. The seats do have more of that suede material in the rear. 3 headrests across, power sliding glass. Red stitching on this armrest, cup holders, outboard heated seats, 12 volt. And you also have 2 Type C USBs there, 120 volt there. Seat back pockets on both sides, and storage. Check out that big inverter too, by the way. Now, as far as the numbers on the door, this truck does not have the spray and bed liner, so I'm kind of excited to show you the payload here. Front gross axle rating is going to be 3,800 pounds. The rear is 3,850 pounds, and then gross fuel weight rating is going to be 7,350. If you get the 37, they do increase the rear gross axle rating and the gross fuel weight rating. Here's the axle code. That's a 410 locker, 17 by 8.5 wheels, and all in 1,358 pounds. So having a spray and bed liner will take away from your payload a little bit, obviously, because it's a mass. But I feel as though when it comes down to it, this is a hard truck to beat because it's kind of in a class of its own, and it is very cool looking. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Be sure to check out Larry H. Miller's inventory. See you guys soon.